Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome back to Backpacking UK, the YouTube channel that's all about hiking, backpacking and wild camping. Right, really excited today because I get to share with you a really interesting ultralight backpacking bag. This is the OMM Classic 32 backpack, costs £110. In its lightest form, it's just 380 grams. So it really is an ultralight backpack. Made up, it's 685 grams. But what I absolutely love about this backpack is some of the additional components you can purchase to turn this 32 litre backpack into approximately about 44-45 litre backpack. This is a frameless backpack, needs the back panel to give it some rigidity. It's non-adjustable really. It's got a 50cm back, but you'll find that suits quite a lot of people with the adjustments on the straps. So what I'm going to show you today is in its basic form, and then we're going to build this backpack up until you've got the real Swiss Army knives of backpacks. And this is what you can turn the OMM Classic 32 backpack into: a fully customizable backpacking bag. So this is the OMM 32 Classic backpack on with no added features whatsoever. I'm 5'8", 172 centimeters, approximately about 70 kilos. So firstly, let's take a quick look around this backpacking bag. So on the top, you've got a lid with a zipper, a big stash pocket and a little bit for your keys as well. You've got these pretty well ventilated shoulder straps, bit of ventilation at the bottom of your back as well. It's got real tough fabric going through the middle. It's got some additional fixings, which we'll come to all of those in a minute. It's got a chest strap with a built-in whistle as well, which is also a regulatory feature for the OMM and mountain events as well. We'll come to these little hoops in a bit on the side, but you've got big stretchy side pockets. You can actually fit 2 water bottles in each side. You've got a really nice big stretch pocket on the front. You've got what's called a universal gear rail at the bottom and halfway up. Again, we'll come to that soon. But you've got adjustments on the sides, you've got adjustments on the lid. You can really tailor it actually to quite a good fit. It's got really hard wearing material on the bottom. Now in the main backpack itself, this is where it gets interesting. Even though it's an ultralight backpack, you can still put hydration reservoir in here, which I personally use them all the time. I absolutely love that feature. So you can put that close to the back. Now, this is one of the standout features of this ultralight backpacking bag. You've actually got a removable foam back, which doubles up as a 3/4 sleeping mat. So you can either use this as an ultralight sleeping mat, you can use it as a sit pad, you can use it to put your gear on when you get to camp, and as well as the compression straps you've got on the side and on the lid, you've also got a nice drawstring one too, just to cinch it up nice and tight, keep all your belongings safe and sound. Right, so now it starts getting interesting. This backpack has removable hip belts. So this comes with both hip belts. Together, they're about 2 litres in capacity. Now, they're removable and they are fitted to the backpack using 2 tent pegs. So if you've got an ultralight tent like a Hilleberg, and then some of the tarp tents, some of the Nordisk tents as well. You can actually pitch those tents with just 2 stakes. So in theory, if you wanted to be a true ultralighter, you wouldn't actually have to take any tent pegs with you. You could just use these off the backpack. So they basically loop in with the backpack and you just feed through the tent peg to keep it nice and secure. And the best thing about these tent pegs is they actually double up as a bottle opener as well, which is really handy. So this is the backpack on with the hip belts on the sides with dual hip pockets, which give you an extra 2 litres of capacity. Hip belts, hip pockets really do help transfer some of the weight loading off your shoulders to your hips. So if you are going to fully pack out this backpack, I would highly recommend including these as well. So this is what you get for your £110. Now I'm going to show you the add-ons. So first up, we've got the OMM Go Pods. Now these are £15 each and they weigh 30 grams, so it's nothing really. You would have seen me using these on various backpacks that I have. They're fairly universal, to be honest. You just need a backpack with some little hoops that you can attach these to. It's just Velcro at the top and at the bottom. These are great for storing like snacks, energy bars, like the little Harvey maps. You can use like 500ml bottles, will go into these as well. They're actually really quite well thought out. You can cinch these down at the top as well, and they've actually got a built-in pocket as well. So there is a bit of design, a bit more than goes into these than it first looks. So here we have the OMM Go Pods attached to the shoulder straps. So these are 0.75 litres each. So you've got another 1.5 litres of capacity that you can very quickly attach to this backpack. Like I say, your snacks, your phone, your map, your water bottles. If you've got a water bottle with a little hose on as well, you can just literally drink as you move. You don't need to take bottles out of the backpack. You can just have them straight off your chest. So next up, we've got the OMM Chest Pod. Now it took me 6 months to get hold of one of these. I believe they're back in stock for good now, but these are so popular and for good reason. It gives you 4 litres of extra carrying capacity for just 95 grams. Cost 30 quid. I think it's an absolute bargain. Again, similarly with the Go Pods, they've actually got quite a lot of design features to them. Now, I love the clips at the top. Again, you can use these on lots of different backpacking bags. You just need some little straps for them to go on. My main complaint is I wish they would have lockable clips on the bottom as well. Sometimes they ping off, which can be a little bit annoying. So you've got your chest pod. So you've got a lot of ventilation at the back. So you've actually got a pocket at the back of the chest pod. Now you've got like a dual way zip, big pocket there. You've actually got another 2 pockets inside the chest pod as well. Now it's not waterproof, that's for certain. I've proved that many times before. But chest pod, 4 pockets, ventilation on the back so you don't get too sweaty on your chest. £30 is really good. So here's the OMM chest pod attached. As you can see, these don't get in the way of each other. Still got full access to the Go Pods, full access to the chest pods as well. It's great if you've got a full size like OS map, that will fit in here as well. But you might want to stash, you could stash like a waterproof in there, gloves, hat, all sorts, it's all accessible. So lastly, we've got the OMM compressor pod, which weighs just 60 grams, gives you an extra 5 litres of carrying capacity. So including this, including everything else, we're getting towards the sort of 45 litre backpack now. Now, again, you could probably use this compressor pod on other backpacks as well. It fits all on backpacks, all slightly differently, but you've basically got a cinch cord in here. Now at the bottom it's got 2 pieces of Velcro, and then this, you can basically loop it through anything you can on your backpack, loop it round all of these until you get the right sort of tension. It's got these little lock-in levers, which you might think they'll just pop off. They don't at all. They're actually really quite tight. So here you have the compressor pod attached to the backpack. Like I say, there's different ways you can do this. The main thing is you've got these Velcro straps at the bottom. You've got this elasticated cord. You can basically, if you can get this through any little fixing on your backpack, you should be able to use this. So this is it. This is the full package with all the additional add-ons, the go pods, the chest pod, the compressor pod, the hip belts, everything. So all of this all together is, I think, exactly £200. But you've got to remember, you can use chest pod, compressor pod, go pods on other backpacks as well. It doesn't just have to be used for this. But I find it really, really useful. I love having that accessibility to all my gear. I love being able to adapt the backpack for lots of different trips, lots of different situations, for hiking too, obviously, as well. It's just really, really well thought out gear. You can tell they run events because this gear works perfectly for mountain marathons, and you can see that all that experience of taking part in events has gone into their backpacking gear as well. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't before, please check out my other videos. I'll put all the links to all these products in the description. I paid for all this myself, by the way. But hopefully I'll see you backpacking soon. Cheers.